my name is Alana and I am the owner of Mama Alana's Pantry, and I just wanted to do a little video to show you the best tips and tricks on how to make my bread for when you order it. First of all, you'll have everything pre-measured and in your bag ready for you to go, except for your water, oil, and apple cider vinegar. You'll have to measure out yourself. And then your sugar and your yeast will be in their own packets, so you can know what they are and grab them separately. So first of all, I put the sugar in the bowl, and then 2 cups of warm water. And then after that, just sprinkle the yeast on top. And wait for it to get foamy. It'll take probably about 5 minutes or so. Now the yeast is foamy. I don't know if you can see, but it's not like it's bubbling a little bit and lifting up. So at this point, I just add all my ingredients. So you can add your oil and your vinegar. And then all of this rest of the stuff in your packet. And then take it to your mixer. And I just mix it here for about a few minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. And in the meantime, I like to start my oven. Get it nice and warm at 350. And use spatula and scrape the sides. And just make sure you get everything in there. After a minute or so, then I like to stop it and scrape it again and just make sure I got everything, and then return it on for another minute or 2. I do a medium speed. And while that's mixing, I would like to oil my pan. So I use organic avocado oil, but you can use whatever oil you'd like. I've tried vegetable oil and olive oil. Olive oil will give it a little different flavor, but it still works good. So I kind of just spray the pan with my oil. You can just dump a little in if you want, and then rub it around. You can also use parchment paper inserts. They have little ones that go right in these pans, and I do have them. Which is nice to have. So now that pan's ready, I'm going to go and check the batter. Get the bottom really good, because sometimes it gets stuck on the bottom, and you want it all mixed in really well. So a quick bit of information is that mixer is older than me, and I believe even older than my mother. It was my great-grandmother's mixer, and I got it from her. Now, if you've ever cooked with gluten-free flour before, or anything gluten-free, it's a little different than cooking with regular flour. And so the batter is going to look different than regular bread. I'd say more of a consistency of like a thick cake mix or a regular cake mix right now. Try to scrape off as much as I can. And you can kind of see the batter. It's not like regular bread dough that you would need and be able to like hold solid. So there it is. And now I just spread it around and try to make it as flat and even as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I like to do my best. So it looks like that in your pan. And then I spray the top again, or you can dump like a little bit of oil on the top because I think it cooks a little better, but you definitely don't have to add the extra oil if you don't want to. I do think it adds a nice extra touch to the outside of it. So now it looks like that. At this point, you can either use a cheesecloth or paper towel, which is the easiest. And I just wet it, squeeze it out, and put it right on top like that. And you have to keep an eye on it because you don't want the dough to rise too high, because when it does, it'll overflow. So I like to make it rise to about a little less than an inch to the top, and it doesn't take very long, usually about 10 minutes. So once I put the wet paper towel on it, I do like to put it under my oven light just to get the heat to help it rise. All right, so now the bread dough has rised enough. So I'm going to take the paper towel off of it, and I'll show you. See, it's about an inch from the top on the edges. And I just slide the lid right on it nice and carefully, and then place it in the oven. Then I set my timer for 50 minutes, and then we'll come back when there's 10 minutes left and slide the lid off of it so the top gets a little brown. You don't have to do it. I've forgotten to do it before, and the bread still turns out great. But I do like it better when I remember. So now the bread's almost done, so we're about to ready to take it out of the oven, and there it goes. So this is what it should look like. See how it's all the way to the top and nice and flat. And if you don't make it perfect the first time, it's okay, but that's the goal. And so I just dump it right out on my cutting board. That way it can cool, and you can leave it this direction, or you can flip it the other way if it makes you happy. And so there you go. And we do sell these cutting boards too. But we're gonna let it sit, and I will cut it in once it's all nice and cool. So now that our bread is mostly cooled off, I'm going to do a couple slices so you can just see it. I did tuck the side down just so you can see the bread, but it is better when it's up. So I'm flipping it to the right side up. So this was the top of the pan, and I will cut a slice so you can see it. And there is the inside of the bread. Nice and fluffy and extremely delicious. You won't even realize it's gluten-free and vegan. I hope you enjoy, and just like we say in the home I grew up in, manja. Hope you have a good day. Thank you for watching.